Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Good morning. Skipped yesterday. I thought about doing something. Of course, Memorial Day's a powerful and wonderful day, but got up early, had a lot of time, but then got busy preparing for a couple of gatherings. We had a breakfast gathering after Mass with our people coming to Mass, and then for the staff and other parishioners who tend to be by themselves or just friends in those two categories, invited them over for a barbecue. So busy day yesterday. 3 days of way too much eating. Need to change it. Anyway, enough of that. Life makes strange bedfellows. And that term really came to mind yesterday when I was exercising and I was watching a podcast, a YouTube PragerU video of Candace Owen interviewing the Imam of Peace. And a little long interview, but very good. Really informative. It was great hearing both of them. And what I think makes strange bedfellows is Islam and the left are very strange bedfellows. What probably unites them, the thing they have in common, is controlling and oppressing those who disagree with them. That's the one thing they can agree on. And it's the most cherished thing about being a leftist, and it may very well be a very important fundamental fact to many Muslims. It's interesting because both have a high degree of intolerance. For the Muslims, in putting people to death if you break certain edicts, and for the left, they'd probably put you to death too if they could. Public destruction of individuals, humiliation, silencing. Both have a lot of hesitations about the use of freedom and how freedom is expressed. And we talk about it, but I don't think Islam talks a lot about freedom, because after all, Islam means submission. So submission is different from freedom. And the left, they don't really talk about freedom either. They will only talk about freedom when they feel they're in the minority and they need freedom as a tool to get power. Then once you get power, they have orthodoxy and freedom goes out the door. Do it their way or suffer the consequences. So anyway, they're both interesting videos. The Imam thinks Islam is beyond reform. That communities can be reformed. Communities can be transformed of individual Muslims living in the West or in different communities, whereas the religion as a whole cannot, because there's no central head. So that's an interesting proposition. I can't think of the other Muslim converts who left Islam from Kenya. I just listened to her today on a PragerU older video. She's hoping Islam can be reformed. So there's some variance among people. She's outside of Islam. The Imam of Peace is still within Islam, and is trying to advocate a peaceful version of which I'd be entirely happy with. I can play well in the world sandbox. Many of the other variants of Islam cannot. But anyway, as I said, life and history make strange bedfellows, because the left and a vast majority of Islam are opposed to freedom. And the only time they'll ever advocate it is to get them in a position of authority and power. And if they can get in a position of power and authority in a majority, watch out. I mean, that's how you have Soviet Russia coming about, Red China, Nazi Germany. Everybody wants to put the Nazis on the right. They're not. They're another leftist group. And they're really no different from communists. It's a fine hair difference between the party owning something and the state. In fact, there has never been a true communistic country in existence. All there have been is statist parties with a little different ideology of either following the National Socialism or the Marxian communism or some variant of it. That's just an aside. But I'll put a link, if I can figure out how to do that in these videos, to these two videos I'm referencing, because they're worth the watch. The Candid Zone one's very long. It's an hour and a half maybe. The other one from PragerU is only 5 minutes. They're famous 5 minutes videos, which are outstanding. Have a great Monday, or no, have a great Tuesday, everybody. Bye.